left side. This left screw is going to have some give, some play. Go ahead and grab a screwdriver. Now this is a time where you can opt to use your power drill. It's not necessary, but if you wanted to, you're pretty good at adjusting the speed and throttle. Go ahead and use that power drill. But we'll use just a traditional, simple screwdriver to get this in. And it's just a matter of personal choice or preference. I'm just going to go ahead and get this secured in. We'll go ahead and tighten it again once we make sure that everything's level. So as I mentioned, this left side is going to be the side that's going to give you some give, some play. Make sure that this is nice and level. So I'll get this screwed in first. And I'll use my level to make any minor adjustments, sliding it up or down based on what I need. So go ahead and use that level. Look here. It's got to come down just a smidgen. I think we're pretty good right there. Just a little bit more to go up that way. We're pretty level there. So we'll go ahead and get this tightened down. All right, so now that we're secured onto the wall, we're going to go ahead and make our connection. In this instance, you will need a smaller flathead screwdriver because you notice the screws on these respective terminals are very, very small. So you want to make sure that we have them loosened up. Now again, if you're replacing this, a couple tips that you can utilize to help you is you take a photo of the pre-existing wire connections just to see where they are at in their respective terminals. But again, that can all change based on the HVAC system and what type of new thermostat is being used. We're going to go ahead and get that 24, that power supply. We're going to get it into the R connection. So, now in this situation, one of the things I like to review is also the condition of the wires. So if you're noticing that the wires are nicked or frayed, you might have to trim it back and use your wire cutters and your wire strippers. So I like to make sure that these aren't nicked, that they're not frayed. If they are, I'll just cut it off and start new and make sure that I have a clean connection inside of this terminal. So now that we have that first wire secured in that terminal, that's secured all the way in. Now we're going to go ahead and take that yellow wire. You'll see that it's going to correspond to the lettering as well. So that Y is going to call for that yellow wire. So we're already loosened on that end. Just in case, a little more room. I'll make that same connection. Right, and I'm getting that exposed copper wire in there. One of the things you might notice with this wire, because it was used a lot, just cut right off. So this is a great opportunity to go ahead and use my wire cutters. This is a great, I love to do that. Now, I can use about, stripping maybe about 5/8 of an inch. Getting that right gauge. Go ahead and get that. All right, so now we got a new exposed connection based on using my wire cutters and my wire strippers. So we'll go ahead and now get that inserted. Now it's a great lesson to be learned there, why it's so important to check those wires and make sure that they are not frayed or that they're loose. And start fresh. Go ahead and get that secured as well. Now you can't see it necessarily, but if we were to have a top view, So let's continue moving along. Now remember, this case I do have a C wire, and that's going to correspond to that C connection here. So I'll go ahead and make that connection. But because this thermostat that we're installing didn't require it and it has the batteries, you don't need to do that C wire connection. This is the batteries for this one. If we were doing maybe a smart thermostat install, a lot of the smart thermostats will require some type of power supply, some type of constant power. Now we're going to take our white wire there to the W terminal. All right, and then last but not least, we've got that G terminal is going to correspond to that green wire for the fan function in there. All right, so now we've secured all of our connections. Bracket is level and it's secured to the base plate. Last step is simply making your connection with your programmable thermostat or whichever thermostat that you are using. All right, so now that we are secured, we're connected, we're all set. You've just replaced that thermostat. You can go ahead and test it out, go down, pick the power supply, turn it back on, and make those settings accordingly based on what the client or customer wants. You can see this is pretty simple, straightforward. Just replace that thermostat.